OnlyFans has completely ruined an entire generation. Dog, when I tell you, nuclear bombs couldn't even do nearly as much damage as what OnlyFans did to our society. Where I knew OnlyFans was getting bad, when I seen people not even giving life a shot at the age of 18 and going straight to OnlyFans once the clock hit 12.
Not giving life a shot is hilarious. But listen, I think OnlyFans is a symptom of a much, much, much larger problem. I don't think it's the root. So did it ruin a generation? Do I think that it highlighted something that already existed before? I do. But let's see what the young brother has to say.
If you thought that Reddit, TikTok, 4chan, and Twitter did damage, just wait till you hear all the damage that OnlyFans has done in this video. Now, for the first damage that I think OnlyFans has done to society is that it's normalized a lot of weird behavior. We live in a time where people get their back blown out in front of a camera for thousands of people to see, but it's somehow okay because they make a lot of money. That is not normal, and that is not something that we should normalize/celebrate. Look,
this young brother looks a little bit younger than me, so let me try to say for you right now, brother. I've been around the block a little bit longer than you. Women selling their insides is the oldest job known to the history of mankind. Now, whether or not that's selling your insides directly, me walking up to a woman of the night and saying, hey, can I put my inside of you? I will give you money for that. Or record this content over here of you having or you touching yourself, and I will exchange money for that format. See, that's what it kind of transitioned into, which, you know, there's pros and cons of both sides of the coin for the woman, for the man, for society in general. But all of a sudden now we have this digital strumpet, which is I don't need to be on a street corner to have this interaction. Now I can be within a production company or a room or an environment full of paid actresses where everyone is paid. People are on payroll. There's a cameraman. There are paid people such as a fluffer that is ensuring that the staff is full for penetration. Now you have these digital strumpets that can turn 18, take their iPhone, flip it around, and record themselves. Each generation has had its form of technology. Has it ruined a generation? I just think it's a new way to consume the oldest business known to mankind. Let's go.
I understand that these OnlyFans girls be having Lambos, numerous penthouses, a few rollies, and more money than I could ever imagine. But at the same time, they also have zero dignity if they can proudly brag about how their cheeks are getting clapped online for $4.99 a month. Why are we flexing our cheeks getting obliterated online? I just don't think that is just weird to me. Another thing about OnlyFans is that it completely normalized adult films, aka porn. Like, I swear back then, being an adult film star used to be one of the most frowned upon jobs ever. But OnlyFans has made it completely acceptable. Like, if somebody told you that they did OnlyFans, you genuinely wouldn't be surprised nowadays. But back then, that would have been one of the most shocking things to ever hear. Another weird behavior that OnlyFans has kind of normalized is spawn camping young women.
Before he goes on to spawn camping young women, which is hilarious. Spawn camping is a hilarious term for that. I completely disagree. I don't think OnlyFans has normalized anything. In fact, I think the majority of women that do OF outside of on their Instagram or their Twitter posting, flexing with money, these chicks are well aware of the debauchery that they are engaging in, and the majority of them don't even want to be engaging with it. They're just doing it for short-term dopamine gratification. They're only doing it to live a lifestyle that the westernized culture tells them that they should be living in order for them to demonstrate success. Because outside of OnlyFans, do you really think women who are not as visual as men enjoy receiving eggplants all in their DMs? No. However, if men were to wake up in the morning and receive viscous innard after viscous innards in their DM, would they appreciate that? I think so. Is it right? Should men be doing that? I absolutely do not think so. We talk all day about living a purpose-driven life, and if you're wasting your time consuming this type of entertainment, it's the short-term gratification, but yet on the other side, the women are receiving the money for it. They don't want to be doing that, and you're receiving some short-term hit of a relationship that you need in reality. It's really pathetic if you think about it. Spawn camping young women
until they turn 18. For example, y'all remember when Danielle Bergoli started OnlyFans 1 week after she turned 18 and she made $1 million within just 6 hours of it releasing? That means that
she was advertising as a 17-year-old that she would be opening this OF up. She was advertising it. She knew exactly what she was doing. So if you're going to put the onus on men spawn camping being someone who's going to be of legal age, then why are you also not putting the onus on the women that are taking advantage of biology? The biology that men prefer younger women. This is not new. This is not an OnlyFans thing. This is not OnlyFans ruining a generation. Since the beginning of time, men have preferred legal younger women. That will not change. The only thing that OnlyFans does is it leverages a technology that allows the basic producer of content, such as a Bergoli, to advertise her wares.
For some grown adults out there that found Danielle Bergoli attractive as a young girl, but they wouldn't necessarily say that. So they chose their next best option, which was to wait for this young girl to turn 18. Now they can see her naked legally. Like, the concept of that being legal is just absolutely strange to me. And
I don't think my tax dollars should be utilized in order to have adults legally doing legal shit. Keep my tax dollars the goddamn hell out of it. She was 18. They were above 18. She has a service that she's providing. They are paying for a service. If there's no pedo shit happening over here, I have no problems with it.
whoever bought that OnlyFans once she turned 18 needs to be locked up ASAP.
Shut up, young man.
Rocky. Like, I just find that insane, because there's no way that the demographic of these people buying Danielle Bergoli's OnlyFans were like maybe 18, 19, 20, 21. They had to be like 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, maybe even some 30-year-olds in there. And we know damn well that a lot of these dudes that bought this OnlyFans didn't just randomly stumble across Danielle Bergoli the day that she turned 18. These dudes most definitely found her attractive as a young girl, and they just spawn camped their way until she made this OnlyFans. Now they can see her naked legally and go ham on the meat. Like, that's crazy to me.
I think he's making shit up in order to prove his argument right here. Based off of her fan base, the amount of followers that she has, she very well could make the amount of money that you demonstrated earlier just based off of young men within her age group. Absolutely. To show pictures of 30-year-old Reddit moderator looking men on top of that demonstrating incel, as I think is a bit off.
That is absolutely insane. There's also numerous TikTok girls out there who have also made OnlyFans once they turned 18, and they made bans because of these weirdos also. Like, it's one of the weirdest things ever, and this shouldn't be something that's like normal, you know? And as I speak, there's probably some 16-year-old TikTok girl out there that plans to make an OnlyFans once she turns 18, and there's probably tons of creepy old men waiting for that day to happen, which it's disgusting to even think about, if I'm being real. I think the age of OnlyFans should be at least 21, but obviously that never changed, because right now the age to sell adult content is 18 years old, and for OnlyFans to change their age, the whole law would have to change as a whole, and that's never going to change. And since we're talking about weird behavior from OnlyFans, there's a lot of lies that goes on with just the business itself. Like,
before he gets into the lies, I have an odd take that I want to share with you guys. Actually, I don't even think that it's that odd, but I don't think any minor, any person under the age of 18 should even be allowed to create an online profile. Because as I have these talking points before about people being legal, I do agree it is odd if there are people out there. Now, I don't think it's the majority of people that subscribe to a Bergoli, but it is odd if there is a subset of men that are looking at 16-year-olds and they're waiting to become 18. I understand that is odd, but my thing is why do minors have social media profiles at all? It doesn't make sense to me. Kids should not be having free roam of the internet unless it's like a YouTube Kids, for example, where you can't even comment to each other. And it has strict parental controls and filtering in order to ensure that they're not getting a hold of images and or videos that could be detrimental to their growth and development.
There's a lot of grown women on there lying about being 18 and 19 years old to sell more subscriptions, which is just absolutely insane. Even though those are legal ages, I still think it's weird to lie about
they be 40 acting like they're 19.
Subs. For example, do y'all remember that one NPC TikTok girl, Pinky Doll?
Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good. Gang gang.
So she actually used to lie and say that she was 19 years old to sell more subs, when in reality, she was 27. And this—
Hey, she about that bag, baby. You know what's funny is I remember researching her for a video. It's on the channel. Maybe I'll link it down in the description box down below. This chick has an extensive corn career. Extensive. I mean, she was popping off for years, way before she became the AI, TikTok robot, whatever.
It actually happens a ton on Twitter. You'll see mad girls talking about they're the hottest 18-year-old on OnlyFans. Whole time, they're 47 with 6 kids. Like, it's insane. A girl could legit be 67 years old with the saggiest yitties of all time. But for some reason, she's in every Twitter comment comment section talking about I'm the hottest 18-year-old on OnlyFans. Yeah, you were the hottest girl 51 years ago, Sharon. Hanging
Hello.
out. Like I said, I think it's weird to just straight up lie about your age to sell more subs. Like,
false
that's just
advertising.
disgusting. And even the old ass men out there that are buying these girls' OnlyFans, they're also just as disgusting, if not even more disgusting. Now, another reason why I think
I don't get this goddamn argument. If you are a 70-year-old guy and you like looking at firm body OnlyFans accounts, while I think you should be doing something else with your time, I am not one here to judge. You are an adult. You can make adult decisions regarding what you want to do within your life. That is your free will as a citizen of the world. Nevertheless, I don't think it's weird. I think it's more weird if you like to look at corn of older women. Saggy ass titties down to their kneecaps, warts, plantar fasciitis, all types of shit all over their body. I think that is weird. Why would you not want to look at the young, spry, and attractive, low mileage? You look at a 70-year-old woman, you know more than likely that thing has been through 100+ bodies. Why? She's lived a lot of life. Why would you want to look at that? If you choose to look.
That OnlyFans completely ruined society is because it made the internet even worse for women. Now, y'all are gonna call me a simp and white knight for this, but just hear me out before you run to the comment section talking about my forehead is big. Just wait 1 second. Just hear me out. The reason why I say that OnlyFans made the internet even worse for women is because it made dudes comfortable with telling random girls online that they don't even know to make OnlyFans accounts if they find them attractive. It's the weirdest thing ever. Like, if a girl goes viral and she just happens to be attractive, the first thing that dudes are gonna say is to make an OnlyFans. It's the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah, it's like dudes of the internet today have become digital pimps. You see, a real pimp back in the day might go down to the local strip club, take a look at the wares dancing up on the stage and say, hey, listen, we can make it big, baby. You see Stone Mountain over there? We can take over all of Stone Mountain because you got talent, girl. You like the money that you make? Hey, we can make a shit ton of money. I'll protect you. Just go suck a little over there. Give a little bit of them insides away. I got you. I'll protect you. Just give me all the money and I'll divvy it to you. Now the new dudes on the internet take a look at a young chick and it's just like, hey, listen, you'd make a lot of money based on what I see right here if you put this shit up online. Plus, in the back of their mind, they're like, well, I want to see her insides anyway. And truthfully, the dudes don't give a shit about the young girl. They just want to just see the insides. But this didn't ruin a generation. I know that there's women that can take a look at how much money that they could be making, but just because there are men saying it, shouldn't women be empowered, right? We talk about equality and being empowered enough to make the decision to say no. Should they not?
Example, do y'all remember the Home Depot girl? For y'all that don't know, there's basically this girl who went viral on Twitter because she was attractive and she worked at Home Depot. And the first thing that dudes were telling her to do once they saw her was to make an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Like,
I even think there was a platform such as like Daily Loud or something like that that put up that she should do an OnlyFans. And I remember that she created content that she was disgusted that Daily Loud would do something like that. And I believe she also went off and created like a Christian-based channel or something like that. So she didn't do the OnlyFans, and in lieu of something that's going to earn her a lot less money, but still grounds her in her faith within Christianity and doesn't turn her into a slower. So for that, I respect it.
Peep some of these comments. Hear me out. OnlyFans and you equals rich. If you want to make an OnlyFans, real niggas wouldn't judge you. When OF. You're telling me that you see an attractive woman online and your first thought is she should make an OnlyFans? Like, I just find that insane. And honestly, I salute this woman to the fullest because at the end of the day, she chose her morals over money. She could have made life-changing bands off of OnlyFans, but she just chose to stick with her normal job and just create IG Reels and make YouTube videos. When the whole
shout out to you, mama, again. And not only just that, but shout out to your more than likely two-parent household, and shout out to your father. Your father put something within your mind where you do not need the validation. You are disciplined enough to not want the quick money, get rich scheme in lieu of understanding the consequences within your life. These lessons more than often come from the man, the father in a young girl's life.
The world was telling her to create an OnlyFans. Like, that is hard to do in a world where OnlyFans girls be having Lambos and just regular working women have Toyota Priuses. Like, that is a hard task. And this actually happens to a lot of women that create content, because if you look at their comment section,
it's a little bit of a lie though. The average OnlyFans creator makes $300 per month. What this guy is talking about is like the top 1% of OnlyFans creator, the top 1%. So there's 99% of other women who put up their boxes, sell their souls for pennies on the dollar. Although she could have made a lot more short-term money selling her box online, shout out to Home Depot, no pun intended. Over the lifespan of her being an online content creator, she'll make more money in the long run.
on like IG Reels or maybe TikTok, or maybe even like if a girl is doing a YouTube Q&A, the first question that a lot of dudes are gonna ask is if that girl is gonna make it OnlyFans. Like, bro, it's crazy because if you do have an OnlyFans nowadays, people are gonna tell you to find God, but if you don't have one, people are gonna beg you to make one. Like, it's a lose-lose situation. Another reason why I think OnlyFans made the internet even worse for women is because it also completely ruined Linktree / just women having links in their bio. Like, y'all know how on Instagram people usually will have like a link in their bio, and that link will take you to maybe like a YouTube, Twitch, or maybe even like a clothing brand. Well, it's gotten to the point where if a woman has a link tree in her bio, the first assumption that a lot of dudes are gonna make, even myself, is that that girl probably has an OnlyFans, when in reality that girl could just have like a Twitch link in that link tree, right? But since these OF girls are running so rampant nowadays and you can see them everywhere, every dude is gonna automatically assume that any girl with a link in her bio has an OnlyFans. Like, it's sad to say, but it's true. Another reason why I think OnlyFans ruined society is because it gave people this money over morals mindset. If there's one thing that OnlyFans has taught me, it's that people are almost always gonna pick that dollar over their morals on any given day. The other day, I seen this post by Ruby Rose that said, "Yo bitch got morals, I got millions."
And she's got Sukiana playing as the damn song. City girls supporting city girls. And, you know, you could have all the millions that you want, my dear. And when the fact is that within the physical realm, your millions are always going to make you but so much happy. But in the afterlife, you're destined to the lake of fire. Let's go.
Well, excuse me, Miss Ruby. I never knew that having no morals was a flex. But at the same time, I don't know what I was supposed to expect from somebody that said, sometimes you have to lie about your age when it comes to NFL players. At 16 years old,
no way.
She had no morals 10 years ago, and she still has no morals today. It's insane. Don't get me wrong. Money is a really important thing in life because without money, you can't do a majority of things. But that money shouldn't matter if you don't have any morals / if it goes against your morals.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
not all money is good money. Yeah, that money from OnlyFans might be good, but at the same time, it comes with a greater cost, which is your dignity and future. Like, I swear, people don't even care about their digital footprints anymore. Because, bro, OnlyFans literally leaves a permanent stain on your life. It leaves a mark on your future family, and I'm telling you, once your kids find out that you did OnlyFans back in your heyday, that's going to be a pretty odd topic to even talk about. Y'all remember when that one blonde OnlyFans girl, Elle Brooke, was on Piers Morgan, and she was basically saying how her kids are going to cry in a Ferrari once they figure out that she did OnlyFans?
How would you feel when you want to have kids yourself?
Well, I mean, I don't really want kids right now. But at least
you will do. How old are you?
25.
Right, so you will do at some stage, probably, right?
Maybe.
When you do, you're going to be proud that you have your little ones and they look at you and go, didn't you want to be a lawyer, Mummy? What happened?
Yeah.
And you go, here, but look at all my stuff.
They can cry in a Ferrari.
Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, that Ferrari is cool and all, it's pretty fast, and I mean, it does look nice, but once your kid gets out that Ferrari and walks through those school doors, it's over for that man.
Bullying.
It takes one kid in that school to find out you did OnlyFans.
That's
now
it.
your son
It's a
is
wrap.
getting his head
Right.
dunked into a toilet on a Wednesday morning before PE class. You're telling me that it's okay that you get clapped online, pile drive, put in a DDT, and put in the walls of Jericho, all on camera for the world to see, but it's somehow fine because you have a Ferrari. That is absolutely insane. If you thought that bullying was bad now, just wait until 20 years from now. These roast sessions are about to get brutal. That's why you're ugly and your breath stinks. That's why your mom did OnlyFans. If your mom did OnlyFans, you might as well go mute because that's the safest option. Like, these OnlyFans pictures are never gonna leave the internet. I don't think people realize that. And also, just because you retire from OnlyFans, that doesn't mean that the pictures and videos retire as well. For example, do y'all remember the ex-adult film star Mia Khalifa? The other day, she was actually on Twitter talking about how the singer Tyla should stay away from these lil streamers because Kai Cenat and Tyla recently did a stream with each other. And when I tell you, all hell broke loose in the comment section because people just started dropping pictures of her getting clapped from like 8 years ago, dog. And that's what I mean by these pictures never really leave the internet. It doesn't matter when you retire, these pictures are always going to be there, dog. That scene probably happened ages ago, but since it's online, that picture is now forever. And what's even sadder is that when these OnlyFans girls do try to be serious and turn their lives around, no one ever takes them seriously. Like, if an OnlyFans girl tried to transition into different content, like maybe YouTube or like Twitch streaming, it wouldn't work because a lot of people are only going to see them as that girl that was getting clapped on camera. I mean, it has worked in some instances, but a majority of the time, it's not going to work at all.
Oddly enough, one of the people that it did work well for was Mia Khalifa. But I've not seen anyone that it's worked for where they now have a new platform where they get respect. they don't get respect. They may have some supporters, and generally the supporters are those from their old life or their own industry, but no one actually takes them seriously. They're just an entertainment figure. They didn't go off later and do something important with their life, right? They're just a fixture. Something at some point that gives a mouthpiece to something that you listen to and you say, but didn't you do corn 5 years ago? And that's really a part of the content. Mia Khalifa being the moral justice police for anything that happens in this world is an abomination.
For example, there was this one OnlyFans girl named Nala who basically stopped doing OnlyFans to pursue religion. And when I tell you, nobody took her seriously. Did she get baptized in semen? Biggest meme of all time. This is delusion at its finest.
Damn.
Your entire internet presence is you not choosing God. And honestly, like, even though it's messed up, these comments are messed up, I can understand why. Because number one, it happened all of a sudden. And number two, she used to get clapped online, and that was her previous internet presence. Like, she went from worshiping the BBC to worshiping the Bible. Like, that's a pretty drastic change. So it makes sense to why people don't really take her serious. But that just goes to show how much of a stain OnlyFans puts on your life. You can't even convert to religion without people cooking on you and saying that you're doing it for clout or just bringing up your past. Like, it's sad, but at the end of the day, like, I can't really be mad at these people who are cooking on her, you know? All that being said, OnlyFans has done a lot of damage in today's society. And I think that OnlyFans is like the new cigarette of this generation. Hear me out, because I actually think this is like a really great analogy. At first, cigarettes were cool, trendy, and everyone was doing it because, I mean, there really was no research backing up why cigarettes were bad. Yeah, it was smoke going into your lungs, but somehow in the 1950s and 60s, that was considered healthy. But now, 60 years later, we've realized all the negative effects of smoking from all these studies we've done. And I think the exact same thing is gonna happen with OnlyFans.
No.
It may seem cool, trendy, and normal now, but 40 years from now, people are gonna realize how much damage OnlyFans has done to their lives.
You know what's really interesting about this, and you know, shout out to this young brother, I think you put together a fantastic video, is that he's obviously younger than me. He's probably half my age. And if he's making this analogy as if it's something that we just haven't looked at enough, we haven't studied enough, therefore we don't know the adverse effects. If that's the message that he's getting from his generation, that OnlyFans is cool, OnlyFans is something to do, right? Like, just think about that for a quick second, that your perspective at 45, 55 years old and understanding, or even my age at 38 years old, understanding the negative implications of what OnlyFans is, but young men at his generation are getting the information that it's cool, I think tells a much darker and a much more sinister story. And really, he pointed out a couple of times in this content, it's sort of the normalization of debauchery. However, I think that he's overestimating the impact of what OnlyFans has contributed to that. I really think the basis of this is the loss of the two-parent household, the loss of structure, the changes of definitions of words. Shit, I just did a video not too long ago, and a paid escort described herself as a luxury companion, utilizing a euphemism to politely describe the debaucherous nature of what she does for a living. OnlyFans just gives us the technology for these luxury companions to exist, for an online corn actress to exist. It makes it a lot more accessible for them while also providing a more safe or a more comfortable environment to do their hoeing. But yeah, if young men and young women of his age demographic are receiving cultural cues that OnlyFans is cool, means that my estimation of the impact of OnlyFans is probably underestimated. But the reality is that this shit is old as time, and in the future there'll be some other newer version of this technology that'll be even more popular than this. Shit, I think we're gonna get to a place where men don't care about what's on the other side of the screen to the extent of interacting with AI, know that it's AI, but the AI is so good that it could do exactly what it is that they want, thereby stripping all of these real people out of a job, because then you don't have to deal with lag time. You literally have a 24/7 AI thought bot assistant to help you with every short-term gratification dopamine need and or hit at a moment's notice. But men, listen to me. You have to understand the basis of capitalism. Capitalism doesn't care about your feelings. Capitalism cares and exists to make money, to drive growth, to enhance or increase GDP, gross domestic product. They don't care about morality. They don't care about discipline. They don't care about you being consistent. They don't care about distracting you from your purpose, your goals, what it is that you need to do in life. They don't give a shit about it at all. They just care about the dollar. So it is up to you as a man to know what you stand for, set your boundaries, and structure your life within those boundaries. Yes, to some men, they cannot go but without being an online digital simp. They don't want to put in the work to improve themselves to get a girl in reality versus be in the DM section of a 9 or a 10 simping or subscribing to their OnlyFans. Because capitalism plays on our biological needs to be validated, to be accepted, and for dopamine hits. And what current technology and innovation has enabled are for these dopamine hits to be instant. Well, I guess somewhat instant, because there is some still lag time in between if it's human to human interaction. Nevertheless, fantastic video from this young brother right here. I'll leave a link to it in the description box down below in case you guys want to go over there and see what else content that he uploads. Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. You guys agree or disagree with the content? Leave me some comments down below. Let's have a conversation about it. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in joining my male self-development community, link to it down in the description box down below. It's for free. Beam up and can connect with a brotherhood of like-minded men trying to go where they never thought possible. Until next time, you two, peace.